For years, Zach and Tori Roloff stood as the heart and soul of Little People, Big World. They were the couple fans believed in, the ones who held everything together even when the Roloff family faced storm after storm. Their love story was real, relatable, and, above all, resilient, or so we thought. But now, whispers have turned into headlines. What started as subtle tension in social media posts has erupted into what fans are calling the biggest twist in LPBW history. From TLC's golden couple to what appears to be a crumbling marriage, the truth is no longer hiding in the shadows. Today, we dive deep into the unraveling of Zach and Tori's relationship, exploring the emotional fallout, the accusations of betrayal, and a potential second relationship that could explain it all. Are the divorce rumors officially confirmed? Who is the woman fans suspect Zach has been secretly involved with? And how is Tori reacting, not just as a wife, but as a mother, a public figure, and a woman whose entire world is changing in front of millions? This isn't just another chapter in the Roloff story. It might be the end of one of reality TV's most beloved marriages. Fans are heartbroken, confused, and demanding answers. Grab your coffee and settle in, because what you're about to hear will change how you see Zach and Tori Roloff forever. At first glance, Zach and Tori Roloff seem to be the ultimate TLC success story, a couple who defied the odds, built a beautiful family, and opened their lives up to millions of viewers on Little People, Big World. But as every fairy tale knows, not all endings are happy, and behind the cameras, behind the picture-perfect Instagram posts, something was slowly unraveling. The signs weren't glaring at first. In fact, they were so subtle that many fans completely missed them. But looking back now, those signs feel almost obvious. It began with Tori's social media presence, which shifted in tone over the past year. Once filled with joyful snapshots of family adventures, birthday celebrations, and adorable moments with their kids, her posts became different. More subdued. More reflective. One caption in particular caught fans off guard, trying to hold it all together. It wasn't a caption for a dramatic post, either, just a picture of her and the kids at home. But the words spoke volumes. To many fans, it seemed like a cry for help masked in calm domesticity. Meanwhile, Zach's presence, both online and on the show, started to feel noticeably distant. While he was once a central part of family outings and playful kid moments, his appearances became sporadic and sometimes even tense. Behind the scenes, fans began noticing his growing detachment from the day-to-day parenting that Tori seemed to carry on her own. Interviews with the couple began to reflect a more strained dynamic. Awkward pauses, clipped responses, and the absence of the affectionate banter fans were so used to. TLC episodes began showing cracks in their communication. In one memorable scene, Tori expressed frustration about Zach's lack of support with household duties, only to be met with silence or defensive comments. It wasn't explosive, but it was cold. And coldness, more than chaos, can often spell the end. Adding to the speculation was Zach's reported distancing not just from Tori, but from the wider Roloff family. His once close relationship with his father Matt Roloff had already taken a hit, particularly after the tense fallout over the family farm negotiations. But now, Zach was also skipping family events, appearing less and less in group pictures, and even avoiding public outings with his siblings. Fans couldn't help but wonder, was this just family drama, or a symptom of something deeper brewing in his personal life? As these subtle signs built up, eagle-eyed fans began connecting the dots. Was Zach pulling away from family life altogether? Was Tori's growing online vulnerability a sign of deeper emotional stress? Or were they simply two people growing apart after years of navigating fame, parenting, and personal pressure? One fan wrote in a now viral Reddit thread, "Something feels off. Tori seems exhausted. Zach doesn't seem present. I hope I'm wrong, but this doesn't look good." Unfortunately, they weren't wrong. This was just the beginning of the end, the moment when the first cracks in paradise started to show. The signs were there, hiding in plain sight. The cheerful Roloff family brand was slowly giving way to something more real, more raw, and far more heartbreaking. As we continue to peel back the layers, we'll explore what happened next and how the tension only grew as Zach became more absent, and Tori tried to keep everything from falling apart. As the whispers surrounding Zach and Tori Roloff's marriage grew louder, fans found themselves desperately searching for the truth. The once picture-perfect couple from Little People, Big World had built a life on authenticity, family values, and perseverance. But somewhere along the way, something changed. And now, the rumors are no longer just speculation. They're being confirmed piece by piece. The first wave of concern came earlier this year when eagle-eyed fans noticed a series of unusual changes on both Zach and Tori's social media profiles. Joint family photos began to disappear. Posts once filled with shared parenting moments and couple selfies were now replaced with vague quotes, solo shots, and conspicuous silences. Then came the captions, cryptic, heavy, and emotionally charged. Tori posted one that read, "Sometimes the hardest part is pretending everything is okay." Fans immediately flooded the comment section with questions. But there were no answers. The real tipping point came when tabloid headlines erupted with phrases like, Zach and Tori's marriage in crisis and Little People, Big World stars living separate lives. At first, it seemed like gossip media spinning tales. But the consistency across outlets, and the eerily silent response from the Roloffs, only fueled the fire. According to several unnamed but reportedly reliable insiders close to the Roloff family, things had been rocky behind closed doors for quite some time. An insider told In Touch Weekly, they've been struggling since last fall. The cameras stopped rolling, but the issues didn't. Others suggested that filming the show had acted as a glue for their relationship, forcing communication, time together, and unity as parents. But once they stepped away from Little People, Big World, the realities of their personal disconnect became unavoidable. There were also reports of frequent arguments behind the scenes. According to sources, Tori felt emotionally unsupported, while Zach was overwhelmed with the pressure of parenting and dealing with the lingering tension with his father, Matt Roloff. All this added weight to a marriage that had already started showing cracks. A source from TLC's production team even hinted that producers saw the writing on the wall. By the final season, the source claimed there was a noticeable distance between Zach and Tori. They weren't doing as many scenes together, and when they were, it was strained. Now, a major question lingers in the minds of fans. Was this the real reason Zach and Tori left the show? Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Initially, the couple framed their exit from LPBW as a family decision to raise their children in more privacy. But hindsight paints a different picture. Perhaps it was less about retreating from the spotlight and more about avoiding the cameras during a crumbling marriage. Sources close to the network believe that the couple had grown weary of presenting a unified front. It became too much, one insider revealed. They didn't want to fake it anymore. The show made it harder to pretend they were still happy. Their final appearance on the series was strangely muted. There was no big goodbye, no emotional send-off. Just a quiet departure and a subtle fade-out, almost as if they were hoping no one would notice the emotional storm brewing beneath. As of now, reports indicate that Tori has moved out of the home she shared with Zach. Multiple fan accounts on Instagram and Reddit claim she's been seen in a new neighborhood closer to her family. There's also been buzz about her staying temporarily with her mom, bringing the kids with her. In several Instagram stories, fans spotted Tori filming from what appeared to be a different house altogether, new background, different furniture, and no sign of Zach. She's also been tagged at events and playdates without her wedding ring and always solo, or just with the kids. While Tori has yet to make a public statement about her new living arrangements, her online activity speaks volumes. In one recent post, she shared a candid moment of her holding Jackson and Lila, captioned, "These are my reasons. They're my whole world." Notably, Zach wasn't mentioned or pictured. And what about Zach? He's remained mostly off-grid, occasionally sharing updates about the kids or sports. But there's no hint of Tori in any recent post. Some fans speculate he may still be living in the original Washington home they bought together, though this hasn't been confirmed. Together, these pieces tell a compelling and heartbreaking story. the Roloffs may no longer be united under one roof. A family that once felt indestructible is now navigating life apart, and fans are still reeling from the realization. The confirmation of their separation, though unofficial, feels undeniable. And yet, the heartbreak doesn't stop there. The next questions fans are asking are even more painful. Is there someone else involved? Could Zach or Tori already be moving on? Just when fans thought they had seen it all in the Roloff family saga, a stunning new twist has erupted, one that's shaking the very foundation of Zach Roloff's once seemingly wholesome image. Rumors of a second partner have flooded social media, and fans are scrambling to piece together the truth. Could it really be possible that Zach has been leading a double life? The firestorm began with a few blurry photos that surfaced in a private LPBW fan group on Facebook. The images appeared to show Zach dining out at a quiet restaurant in Bend, Oregon, not with Tori or the kids, but with an unidentified woman. The body language between the two appeared intimate, and one photo even captured them leaving in the same car. Though some argued it could be a cousin or a longtime friend, the narrative quickly shifted when more information emerged. Shortly after the photos were leaked, alleged private messages between Zach and an unknown woman began circulating online. The DMs, although not verified by Zach or any official source, hint at a relationship far deeper than a casual friendship. In one screenshot, Zach reportedly wrote, "Wish you were here tonight like last time," while in another, the woman replied, "You promised we'd talk to your parents soon." These snippets have fueled speculation that this is more than just an affair. It might be a secret second relationship, or worse, a second marriage. Further fanning the flames, a TikTok user claiming to have been at a local farmer's market shared a now viral video of Zach walking closely beside the same mystery woman. Although her face is partially turned away from the camera, fans quickly pointed out she bears no resemblance to Tori. The video, viewed over 2.3 million times, was captioned, "That's not Tori. Is this Zach's new girl?" And the comment section exploded with theories. As more of these sightings came to light, whispers of a quiet second marriage started to make the rounds. One anonymous source, allegedly a distant relative of the Roloffs, claimed in a podcast interview that Zach's been distant from everyone lately because he's living a separate life. The source went on to suggest that Zach may have married his rumored partner in a discreet civil ceremony out of state, far from the cameras and fanfare of TLC. Naturally, the reactions have been intense. Tori has remained largely silent on the issue, only posting a cryptic Instagram story shortly after the rumors surfaced, reading, "Sometimes silence is the loudest scream." Fans took this as a possible confirmation of the rumors, or at least a hint that she's going through something deeply personal. But perhaps the most shocking reaction has come from within the Roloff family itself. Matt Roloff, Zach's father, was recently asked about the rumors during a Q&A at a book signing event. His response left fans stunned. "I love my son," Matt said, pausing with visible emotion. "But sometimes people make choices that surprise you. We're all still figuring things out as a family." His words, while vague, seem to acknowledge that there's truth to the speculation, at least enough to cause concern. Amy Roloff, ever the pillar of strength, took a more subtle approach. In a recent Instagram live session, she talked about family storms and how every parent wants the best for their children, even when they don't understand their choices. Again, no names were mentioned, but it didn't take long for fans to connect the dots. Meanwhile, family friends and former LPBW castmates have offered mixed reactions. Jeremy Roloff, Zach's twin, reportedly unfollowed him on social media around the same time the second wife rumors took off. Audrey, Jeremy's wife, made a pointed comment during a sponsored Instagram reel, "Loyalty isn't a trend, it's a value." Could that be a subtle jab at Zach? Fans certainly think so. With each passing day, the evidence seems to mount. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the weight of speculation, fan videos, and emotional family responses point toward a deeply buried truth. Whether or not Zach is truly in a second marriage remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the Roloff family is no longer the picture-perfect unit we once thought. In the wake of swirling rumors and emotional upheaval, Tori Roloff finally broke her silence, and what she revealed sent shockwaves through the Little People, Big World fanbase. It was during a deeply emotional episode of her podcast and a subsequent Instagram live that Tori peeled back the curtain on her personal struggles. Gone was the polished, always smiling Tori many fans were used to. Instead, she showed up raw, vulnerable, and brutally honest. With tears in her eyes, she began by admitting, "I never thought I'd be sharing something like this. But I know I'm not alone." The message struck a chord with thousands of viewers instantly. What made her words even more heart-wrenching was the way she tied everything back to her role as a mother. She confessed that more than anything, the fear of how her children would be affected kept her up at night. Her voice shook as she talked about reading bedtime stories while silently wondering if her family would ever feel whole again. You try to smile for your kids. You try to keep routine. But inside, you're falling apart. Tori went on to describe her journey through therapy, both individual and with Zach, before things reportedly took a downturn. She praised therapy for helping her find herself again after years of being a wife, mom, and reality star. "For a long time, I didn't know who Tori was without Zach," she admitted. "I got so used to being his support system, his sounding board, I forgot I needed support too." One moment that particularly raised eyebrows came when a fan asked during her Instagram live if infidelity was involved. Tori's face fell slightly. She paused, exhaled, and responded carefully. "Let's just say sometimes love looks different than you imagined. And people make choices. And those choices hurt." She never named Zach. But for fans, that was enough to ignite speculation. Many interpreted her words as a subtle confirmation of Zach's alleged second relationship, rumors that had already started to gain traction from leaked photos and suspicious fan sightings. Yet, to her credit, Tori refrained from publicly dragging Zach through the mud. Instead, she shifted the conversation toward healing, resilience, and most notably, co-parenting. Despite the emotional damage, she spoke about her commitment to raising their children together in a peaceful and stable environment. "Zach and I might not be on the same path anymore, but we will always be united when it comes to our kids," she said. "They deserve nothing less." Tori's strength shone through as she shared how she's been rediscovering her identity. From gardening to photography, to creating space for herself outside of the show's spotlight, she's been rebuilding piece by piece. She even joked, "I don't have all the answers yet, but I have a lot more peace." And that's a start. In many ways, her story resonated with countless women, not just fans of LPBW, but anyone who's ever experienced the unraveling of a relationship while still trying to stay strong for their family. Her words weren't just a confession, they were a message of survival. Tori didn't confirm every rumor. She didn't name names. But what she did say painted a picture more powerful than tabloid headlines ever could. A picture of pain, perseverance, and the slow, determined journey toward healing. While much of the public attention has been centered on Zach and Tori Roloff's relationship drama, it's impossible to ignore the real heart of the story. Their 3 young children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. Fans of Little People, Big World have watched these kids grow from the moment they were born, and now, with their parents at a crossroads, many are left wondering, how are the kids really doing? And more importantly, where are they now? Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, where are they living now? According to multiple sources close to the Roloff family, Tori currently has full physical custody of the children. Though there has been no official court filing released to the public, insiders report that Tori moved out of their family home in late spring and is now living with the kids in a rental property not far from the Roloff family farm in Oregon. This has allowed her to maintain some consistency in the kids' lives. Same school for Jackson, same local community, and even regular visits with Amy and Matt, despite the current rift. Jackson, the oldest and arguably most recognizable of the Roloff children, just finished another school year and is said to be taking the changes like a champ. Still, fans have noticed he hasn't appeared as much on social media lately. Tori seems to be dialing back what she shares about her kids online, perhaps a protective response to the increasing scrutiny. Lila, their middle child, has been seen more frequently in home videos and short Instagram clips, still bubbly and playful. But some fans have commented that she seems more withdrawn than in past posts. As for baby Josiah, being so young, he's likely the least aware of the turmoil, but that doesn't mean he's unaffected. Tori's full custody reports. Whispers about Tori having full custody surfaced shortly after divorce speculation began. Several tabloid-style YouTube channels and Instagram fan accounts ran with the story that Zach walked away emotionally, leaving Tori to manage the kids largely on her own. While this narrative hasn't been officially confirmed, Tori has posted multiple solo parenting stories on Instagram, everything from school pickups to bedtime routines without mention of Zach. Observers point out that Zach's absence in key family moments, like Jackson's end-of-year soccer tournament or Lila's recent dance recital, has only fueled speculation that a formal custody arrangement may already be in place, even if done privately and informally. It's worth noting that neither Zach nor Tori has filed for official divorce in the public courts yet, but fans suspect they may be working out their co-parenting terms privately for the sake of the kids. If this is the case, Tori having primary residential custody would not be surprising, especially given her full-time presence with the children. Fans express concern about the kids growing up on camera amid turmoil. As longtime fans continue to voice their support for the Roloffs, many have begun to question whether life in front of a camera has contributed to the family's emotional unraveling, and more pointedly, how it's affecting the kids. Online forums and Reddit threads have lit up with concerned comments. It's one thing for adults to go through a rough patch, but it's another to have your kids' faces plastered all over social media during it. Tori's videos of Lila singing or Josiah learning to walk used to be sweet. Now it just feels a little too raw. Critics argue that the kids, especially Jackson, have grown up in a world where cameras are always around, and that this could blur the lines between authentic living and performing for an audience. Some fans have even urged Tori and Zach to pull back from public sharing altogether, suggesting a break from the spotlight might help the kids adjust to their new family dynamics in private. On the flip side, supporters of the couple note that Tori has always been a loving and protective mom, and her decision to share certain moments may actually be a way to preserve normalcy, not exploit it. In her latest Instagram Live, Tori responded to a follower's question about filming and said, "I know there's a lot of opinions, but I try to show what feels real to us and nothing more. My kids are my priority." Still, fans remain divided. Some say the show helped normalize the lives of little people, while others argue it's time to let the Roloff kids live quietly and without pressure. When it comes to TLC, the network has remained largely silent about the reported breakdown in Zach and Tori's marriage. There's been no formal statement, no update on the status of Little People, Big World, and certainly no confirmation about whether the show will continue with or without the couple. However, behind the scenes, reports indicate that TLC has scaled back on filming with Zach and Tori in recent months. Crew members were allegedly instructed to limit shooting inside the family's new residence and avoid involving the children in emotionally sensitive scenes. There's even speculation that TLC may pivot away from focusing on Zach and Tori altogether, choosing instead to spotlight Matt and Karen's next chapter, especially with rumors of a new baby and a possible relocation to Arizona. But fans have grown attached to Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, making this transition a risky move for the network. Some insiders say TLC has held emergency meetings about the direction of the show, especially as more family drama becomes public and child welfare concerns gain traction online. At this point, it's unclear if season 26 of Little People, Big World will move forward, or if the network is quietly phasing out the Roloffs altogether. What's clear is this: the Roloff kids didn't sign up for fame, and as their parents navigate one of the hardest seasons of their lives, all eyes are on how the family and the network will protect the youngest and most vulnerable among them. As news of Zach and Tori Roloff's split hit the internet, the Little People, Big World fandom exploded into what can only be described as full-blown social media chaos. The emotional investment fans have poured into the couple over the past decade ignited fierce online debates, creating virtual battle lines between Team Tori and Justice for Zach. Thousands of users voiced their heartbreak, anger, and unwavering loyalty to one side or the other. The hashtag Team Tori started trending shortly after Tori's emotional Instagram live, where she opened up about betrayal and rediscovering herself as a mother. Fans rallied behind her vulnerability, praising her strength for speaking out. Tweets poured in calling her brave, a real mom, and an inspiration. One viral post read, "Tori gave up everything to stand by Zach, and now she's rebuilding her life. We see you, girl. Team Tori." However, the support for Zach was no less intense. The Justice for Zach tag surged after alleged DMs and text messages surfaced, with some claiming that Zach was being unfairly vilified without proof of wrongdoing. Supporters defended him, saying he had always appeared devoted to his children and undeserving of the backlash. "Zach's not perfect," one post read, "but he's not the monster people are painting him to be. We've only heard one side. Justice for Zach." Over on Reddit, the drama deepened. Subreddits like r/LittlePeopleBigWorld were flooded with fan theories, speculation about a possible second marriage, and detailed timelines of the couple's downfall. Some users broke down podcast quotes, body language on old episodes, and even went as far as comparing Zach and Tori's parenting styles. Threads dissecting leaked DMs and private photos had thousands of comments within hours. Fans debated fiercely. Was Tori alluding to infidelity? Did Zach already emotionally check out years ago? Adding to the frenzy, alleged leaked DMs began circulating in various online forums, hinting at everything from Zach having late-night meetups to cryptic messages from someone claiming to be a close family friend. None of it was officially confirmed, but the sheer volume of gossip was enough to spark massive speculation. Some fans started questioning the authenticity of the Roloff family brand entirely, accusing both Zach and Tori of hiding the truth for years just to maintain a clean image on TV. Then there's the broader TLC fandom, many of whom are feeling betrayed and heartbroken. For over a decade, Zach and Tori were the relatable, grounded couple viewers rooted for. Their love story, full of real-life struggles and adorable parenting moments, was a cornerstone of LPBW. To see it unravel so publicly, with so many conflicting narratives, has left fans reeling. Some feel they were misled. Others simply feel devastated. One Redditor summed it up perfectly. "Watching them grow together, get married, and have kids, it felt so real. And now it's falling apart in real time. I don't know what's worse, the breakup or the way it's being exposed." As the drama continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The Roloffs are no longer just a TV family. They're at the center of a very real, very public social media firestorm, with fans desperately trying to piece together the truth from a whirlwind of speculation, emotion, and chaos. The fallout from Zach and Tori Roloff's divorce, and the swirling rumors of infidelity, custody battles, and family division has rocked the very foundation of Little People, Big World. Fans are now asking, can the show even survive this level of scandal? For years, LPBW thrived on the balance of heartwarming family moments and relatable struggles. But with the Roloff family now fractured, that dynamic is under serious threat. Zach and Tori were the emotional core of the series in recent seasons. Their family storylines, raising 3 young children, dealing with health challenges, and building a future, kept viewers invested. Now that the couple is no longer together, and considering Tori has reportedly moved out with full custody of the kids, it raises a major question. What narrative is left to tell? Sources inside TLC suggest that producers are scrambling. The network is reportedly considering spin-offs, one of which could be centered entirely around Tori. Early fan buzz shows there's interest in following her post-divorce journey, navigating single motherhood, healing, and maybe even starting over. A raw, real-life perspective like that might appeal to a new kind of audience, but would it alienate longtime LPBW loyalists? There's also speculation that Zach may walk away from filming entirely. If true, it would mark the exit of one of the show's original stars, dating back to its 2006 debut. That kind of departure could leave a creative vacuum too big to fill, especially with Jeremy and Jacob already long gone from the main narrative. So, is this the end of Little People, Big World as we know it? It might be. TLC has yet to officially confirm the next season, and the silence is deafening. Behind-the-scenes chatter hints that execs are weighing whether it's worth continuing a show that has become a public soap opera and not in the charming, family-centric way it once was. Meanwhile, Matt and Amy Roloff have reportedly filmed on-camera reactions to the divorce bombshell. Insiders describe Amy's scenes as tearful but composed, while Matt is said to have taken a more pragmatic tone, focusing on the farm's future and how the family can move forward. These reactions could be central to a finale or even a farewell season, giving closure to a saga that has spanned nearly 2 decades. As the dust begins to settle from the emotional wreckage of Zach and Tori Roloff's unraveling relationship, fans and critics alike are asking one final question: can Zach redeem himself, or is it already too late? The backlash Zach has faced has been swift and severe. From accusations of betrayal to rumors of a secret relationship, the once beloved everyman dad of Little People, Big World is now under a microscope. His silence hasn't helped. Without a public apology, clarification, or genuine vulnerability, many feel he's retreating rather than reckoning. And while some loyal fans hope for a redemptive arc, others argue that the trust has already been broken beyond repair. Redemption is possible, but only if Zach chooses to own his part in the collapse, both publicly and privately. But what about Tori? Could forgiveness be part of her story, or has she already shut that door? If her Instagram posts and podcast confessions are any indication, she's focused on healing, motherhood, and reclaiming her identity outside of Zach. She's setting boundaries, redefining happiness, and prioritizing her children. Whether she ever forgives Zach may remain a private decision, but it's clear that she's no longer waiting for his growth to validate her own. What this scandal has also shaken is the once untouchable legacy of the Roloff name. For years, the Roloffs symbolized resilience, tight-knit family values, and an honest portrayal of everyday struggles. Now, that brand is tarnished by infidelity rumors, emotional breakdowns, custody whispers, and fractured relationships. Some fans feel betrayed. Others still cling to hope that the Roloffs will rise above this and offer a message of healing and unity. But it's undeniable. The innocence and simplicity that once defined the family is gone. So, what have we truly learned from this saga? At its core, this is a cautionary tale about the cost of fame and the pressures of performing perfection on camera. About what happens when marriages are edited for entertainment. When children are raised under a public lens. When pain is paused for a commercial break. Zach and Tori were never just a couple, they were characters in a cultural narrative. But behind the scenes, they were real people with real struggles. And when that reality finally caught up with the fantasy, it broke something in all of us watching. Whether this story ends in redemption or regret, one thing is certain. Little People, Big World is no longer just about small stature. It's about the enormous weight of public life and the deeply human cracks that fame can expose. From reality TV darlings to a fractured family torn apart by secrets, Zach and Tori Roloff's journey has taken a turn no one could have predicted. What once seemed like an unshakable bond, built in front of millions, has slowly unraveled under the pressures of fame, personal struggles, and heartbreaking revelations. Their story has shifted from wholesome family moments to emotional confessions, swirling rumors, and a devastating divorce. Whether this marks the end of their shared chapter or the start of 2 separate paths toward healing and rediscovery, one thing is undeniably clear: fans will never see Little People, Big World the same way again. This saga has reminded us that behind every carefully edited reality show moment is a family grappling with real emotions, private heartbreak, and life-altering choices. As viewers, we've been invited into their world, but we must also respect their journey forward, whatever it may look like.